So, when did you first fall in love with hip hop? I'm gonna share with y'all when I first fell in love with hip hop. I don't know if you guys know this, but my family's Colombian and Spanish was my first language. So growing up, all we would listen to was salsa, merengue, and bachata. Yeah, that was my shtick. Like in the 4th grade, I was 9 years old, and I'm coming in to homeroom, and one of my friends was like, "Yo, check this out," and he puts his little headphones on me, and I'm just like, I was like, "What is this?" I was like, he's like, "It's Tupac," and I was like, "Why is he talking so fast? Why isn't he singing?" And he was like, "It's a type of music." I was like, "What?" He was like, "It's called rap." And that was like Pandora's box I needed to dive into hip hop, because when you have ADHD, like you just hyper focus on something and you just want to know everything about it. Like you pick at it, you pick at it until you get tired and you move on. But luckily for me, that love for hip hop has not stopped. The way we were raised was you don't speak when adults are talking, and you ask permission to speak. And when people ask you how you're doing, you always say you're doing okay. You always say you're doing well. How's everything? Fine. You never say things are bad. My father raised us to say, he told us, and he continued to this day, he continues to tell us that emotions show weakness, and weakness is how people get the better of you. And I've always been a very, very sensitive person. And I was just like, I have all these frustrations, I have all this anger, all this resentment. And it's not to say that I had a terrible childhood. It's just when you're going through things as a child and then a teenager and an adult, it's really hard to open up when you've been told that you shouldn't open up. So I was really struggling with how I was expressing my emotions. So when I discovered hip hop, when I discovered rap, it became my form of self-expression. So I would go through something. Let's say I would get in trouble, I would get grounded, and I'd be like, and I would shed like a single tear. I'm like, don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. And I would arc through my hands. And then the second I got home, take out my notebook, piece of pencil or pen, and just start writing down. And everything. If I had a crush on somebody, that one was a really hard one, because growing up, everyone's supposed to be straight. I had a really hard time processing my sexuality and coming out. So I would write these things, but I would write it non-binary. At the time, I didn't even know. Now I don't care, but once upon a time, I was really self-conscious about these things. Hip-hop for me has always been a form of self-expression, which is one of the reasons why I struggle so much with what hip-hop is today. Because I understand it's an easy cash cow. I'm not here to say that I hate trap. I understand why it's popular. It's become so easy to digest that trap has become the new pop. Hip-hop used to be a form of self-expression. And I know there is a lot of self-expression, but it's just like, for the most part, it's just become like mainstream. I just feel like lyricism was such a big part of hip-hop, and it's not that big anymore, because now what matters is, having a good time. And I totally get it. But the thing is that I grew up listening to Nas, listening to Jay-Z. So, like, you rock with Jay-Z, you listen to Dead Presidents. Dead Presidents, amazing song. Renegade is an amazing song. Dirt Off Your Shoulder, amazing song. But Jay-Z also dropped Smoking That La La La. So, like, drop music that you can hear at the club, and you can also drop music that has emotion and has, like, a story behind it. Like, for me, I'm a big storyteller. So, one of the best ways I figured out to tell my story is through my music. So when I hear people say, we don't want to think, we don't want to hear, we just want to have a good time, I totally get it. But like, you can also learn something. You can also relate to something, because music is a form of expression, like I said. Just like any type of art is a form of expression. So for me to write a song about, dealing with the death of a family member, that's something that you can relate with if you've had a death in your family. And then I can say something like, every day's been cloudy since the day you left. And someone else can feel that. Someone else can say, since my dad passed away, since my uncle passed away. Anyone else can say, since my cousin passed away, since my grandma passed away, since my friend passed away. The world seems a little cloudier. I can relate to that. Like, the sun's out, but it doesn't feel like that. You're always gloomy. And something as simple as that can connect two people. And that person can be like, I'm gonna send it to my sister because she knows what I'm feeling. And then that's what music is. It's a way for us to connect. The thing you need to understand is that hip hop has come a long way. Yo, I'm telling you, this was 1999, 2000. I was in the fifth grade, 10 years old, and people were pointing fingers at me, talking about, ooh, Diana's weird. Diana listens to Eminem. Back that Ass Up first came out, my friends did not know about it. And then eventually, like, we hit 6th grade, and it was like, oh my god, back that Ass Up. And it was just like, bro, really? Like, really? Wake up, bro. But anyways, it's a little insight into why I love hip-hop. I really do love hip-hop. I told myself I didn't need to make music to be happy. And then I realized that one of the things I was missing in my life to be happier was music. So, yeah. I'm writing a really, really long letter to hip-hop. Be like, yo, take me back. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And like always, don't sleep on me. I love y'all.